is Nightline. Tonight, it's the Hollywood smash that has everyone pointing fingers.
Stop walking through this party, following me around.
You just shut up for 1 second.
The drama behind the scenes of It Ends With Us.
The details of this lawsuit are absolutely terrible.
They won't even take a picture together.
Nobody is innocent in this. Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni, from an on-screen couple to off-screen adversaries.
What It Ends With Us begins is this new era of scrutiny.
How will this he said, she said Hollywood battle royale end?
And we're definitely going to expose every single text message, every single email.
Plus, the show must go on. Award season is in full swing, with Conan O'Brien poised to host his first ever Oscars.
What about singing and dancing?
People don't want it, which means I'll probably try and do it.
Ready to make fun of everyone, especially himself.
If it doesn't work out, you will never see me again. And that's something America can look forward to.
And Katy Perry serenading the crowd with California Girls at Fire Aid, the star-studded benefit concert for the Los Angeles wildfires. The millions and millions raised. Thanks for joining us. It's the first court hearing in the biggest legal battle going on in Hollywood these days. It's scheduled for Monday. Attorneys for Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, will square off against actor-director Justin Baldoni's attorneys in a New York courtroom. The first of what looks to be a protracted and nasty clash over sexual harassment claims and counterclaims of a power play that some are calling a new David versus Goliath.
I want to see you again.
Now you see me.
It Ends With Us was poised to be a summer blockbuster, starring Hollywood royalty, Blake Lively.
When Blake Lively steps onto the red carpet, all eyes are on her.
Her co-star, Justin Baldoni, an up-and-coming director.
It seemed to me it was a match made in heaven, promotional-wise. That didn't occur.
And I noticed that there wasn't any group picture, big cast picture with everyone. It made me go, well, is there more to the story here?
What exploded months later shocked fans.
A legal bombshell that is rocking Hollywood.
Actress Blake Lively accusing Justin Baldoni.
Blake Lively hit it with a lawsuit from Baldoni.
We've not just seen one lawsuit. We've not just seen two lawsuits. There are now 4 total lawsuits.
Now, video from the set as these two Hollywood stars face off. Lively says Baldoni sexually harassed her on set and then tried to destroy her reputation. Baldoni says she tried to steal his movie, then vilify him.
I may not always love you.
A real and raw look inside the set of It Ends With Us.
Staring? You just stare. Literally, we've done it for like 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying.
10 minutes of footage, released by Baldoni's attorney.
You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
Lively says her co-star and director made her feel uncomfortable by improvising touching and kissing that was not scripted. Baldoni says he was just staying in character.
I'm not getting a beard on you today.
The difficulty in this case is going to be that the video is open for interpretation.
Can we do a score? Can we do a score? A couple scores?
We're seeing a lot of this didn't happen the way they said it happened. And that's from both sides.
Are there any winners in this skirmish?
It's damaging to both, but in the end, I think we're looking at a David versus Goliath story, honestly.
Lively's accusations include several claims involving sexual harassment in the workplace and accusing Baldoni of retaliation, waging a secret smear campaign to destroy her reputation.
Reputation is fluid. It can change so quickly. And with social media and public opinion, it moves even quicker.
Baldoni filed 7 claims against Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, including extortion, defamation, and is asking for $400 million.
Just because you're a power couple doesn't mean you can just bowl your way over and take over people's lives. If you extort someone by calling them a sexual predator and creating false allegations against someone, it is illegal.
Key to Baldoni's lawsuit, that Lively, with her superstar husband's help, allegedly seized control of the movie.
She got very deeply involved in It Ends With Us, which is part of the dispute with Justin Baldoni because he clearly feels, rightly or wrongly, that his movie was somewhat stolen from him.
In his lawsuit, Baldoni uses the film's famous rooftop scene as an example of what he calls Lively's interference.
Too far.
Baldoni says Lively asked if she could take a pass at writing that scene. He alleges that during a visit at Lively's penthouse, Reynolds and a famous friend both praised her script in front of him. The lawsuit includes text messages where he wrote to Lively, "I really love what you did with it. It really helps a lot." Adding, "And I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor."
The Baldoni suit uses that to say, using Reynolds' celebrity and even referencing back to Taylor Swift, is a way that Lively was exerting pressure and reminding them that if you mess with me, you also mess with my very powerful friends. But TMZ reported that in a nearly 7-minute-long voice note that Baldoni allegedly sent Lively, he thanked her for the rewrite and apologized for how he apparently first reacted.
I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to piss you off, probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
But in her lawsuit, Lively accuses Baldoni of employing a crisis PR team to allegedly run a smear campaign against her. Lively presents pages of texts and emails that her team subpoenaed, alleging that his PR team plotted to take her down. Specifically by using social manipulation designed to destroy Lively's reputation.
If they can prove that they actually went forward and planted stories or did the things that they've alleged, they have a strong case for retaliation.
Blake Lively's lawsuit has this graphic, which shows a negative spike in social media. Her team points to this and says, see, this explains the fact that a crisis PR team was hired, and 6 days later, her social media comments go south.
That's compelling evidence when you look at the red, really almost like red arrows pointing down on her reputation, if you will. If you were looking at what was happening online, it was true. I mean, a lot of people were saying a lot of negative things about Blake Lively, but a number of those comments were organic.
Justin said from day one, I don't want to harm her. I don't want to do anything negative. I don't want to plant stories. And I just want to protect myself, my family, my partners, the other people that work on this film. That's the truth.
Baldoni's lawsuit says the messages between the publicists and the studio were taken out of context, distorted, and cherry-picked. And alleges Lively's PR team actually went negative first, that any bad press on the actress wasn't from his team. She brought it on herself. In the avalanche of negative headlines directed at Lively, this now viral video racked up 6 million views.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
Had a lot of comments like, oh, mean girl behavior, this is terrible. It was a storm of negative comments. Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, working in digital...
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
Back in 2016, when Flaw sat down with Lively and her co-star Parker Posey for Woody Allen's Cafe Society, Flaw posted it on social media the day after It Ends With Us opened in theaters.
And the reason why I didn't post my Blake Lively interview back in 2016 was because I was afraid that I would get blacklisted by the studio or by her publicist.
Flaw isn't being sued, but her video is included in the footnotes of Lively's complaint as an example of negative press.
I know a lot of people thought the timing was very suspicious. I have not been contacted by his lawyer, by his team, by Justin Baldoni. I never met Justin Baldoni.
Although trouble had apparently been brewing behind the scenes for months, Baldoni and Lively showed up at the premiere, beaming. But from the public's perspective, it was the first signs of tension. One moment fans point to happened when Entertainment Tonight asked Baldoni if he would return to direct the sequel to It Ends With Us.
Because we do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one. I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
In Baldoni's lawsuit, he says part of Lively's takeover included pushing him off the pink carpet before she arrived. He includes these photos of him and his family and friends in the theater basement. Lively's team claims she's being falsely accused of taking over creative control of the movie, saying the evidence will show that Sony asked Ms. Lively to oversee Sony's cut of the film, which they then selected for distribution, and was a resounding success. What does it end with?
Oh my gosh. Look, I believe in the Judge Judy statement of there's three sides to every story. There's their side, the other person's side, and then there's the truth.
I think it ends the public's assumption that celebrities are without fault and that celebrities deserve all the fame that's given to them. What it ends with us begins is this new era of scrutiny for celebrities.
We have much more on this story, so watch the full impact by Nightline. Blake versus Justin, now streaming on Hulu. When we come back, we're one-on-one with Conan O'Brien, getting set to host Hollywood's biggest night for the first time.
I've been handed an Oscar. I'm an Oscar winner.
And welcome back. For comedian Conan O'Brien, getting ready to host his first Oscars is pressure cooker enough. But this is not a typical award season in Southern California, ravaged by wildfires. And yet Hollywood is still rolling out the red carpet for the biggest names in show business. How will Conan make them laugh? Here's ABC's Chris Connolly.
My plan is to really approach it as a podcast, which is to come out in a very soft voice, speak for an hour and 10 minutes about very intimate topics. We probably won't get to any awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Academy Awards host for 2025.
I think it's been 3 years since I stopped doing my late night show, and I've been saying yes to things. It's been this time of yes. I'm a black belt in karate now. I'm a licensed neurosurgeon. I mean, there's all these things I'm doing now that I didn't think I would ever do before.
Conan O'Brien saying yes, really, to hosting the Oscars for the first time.
Oh, I'm hosting. Yes. I'm an Oscar host. Exactly.
Teasing what could be in store as he takes the Oscar stage.
You look out and you see the biggest stars in Hollywood in front of you.
Yeah.
Do you go after them? Do you bounce things off them? Are you kind to them?
I go after the ones that have personally been cruel to me over the years. And
where to begin?
I can let someone have it if I think in the moment they really need it, but I'm also very comfortable as a comedian putting the joke on me.
What about singing and dancing?
We polled America. I spent a lot of my own money polling Americans. Shocking response. People don't want it, which means I'll probably try and do it. I will say this, if you like close-up magic tricks, you'll be very happy with my Oscars performance.
Of course, this award season in Hollywood is different. Shows feeling the added challenge of acknowledging in content and tone the devastation that savaged Altadena and Pacific Palisades in January. Wildfires that killed 29 people and destroyed thousands of homes.
We're seeing a much more scaled down, muted version of what award season typically feels like this time of year.
Conan keeping a watchful eye on what will feel appropriate and on point as the show draws near, along with Academy leadership.
During this year's ceremony, we will honor the talented filmmakers nominated today, pay tribute to our brave first responders, and celebrate the enduring spirit of Los Angeles and the film industry.
LA has just been through this traumatic experience. There's a lot that's happening nationally that people are very tense about. It changes day to day. And so my job right now with my writers is to create possibilities. We're going to have to get very close to the actual air date to figure out what works, what doesn't work.
Conan always seems to know what works in the moment. From his talk show days on Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien!
Check this out. I also use this at Christmas time.
To his hit podcast, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
And it wouldn't be terrible.
You know, wouldn't be terrible is my benchmark. That's our best review.
Conan eager to react to those moments on the March 2nd Oscars. More than eager, actually.
I'm paying people to create moments. I'm going to have a lot of fake moments that I can react to, and people can say, wow, Conan's a genius. How did he see that coming? And then later on, I'm giving Tom Hanks $300 in the parking lot.
How about taped pieces or things away from the theater?
That's always been one of my fortes. When I would host the Emmys, I would always like to have a tape piece or two under my belt where we could really craft something and make something special. You need to be careful. If you do too many of them, you lose, I think, the people that are there in the room.
But before the Oscars, filling their own LA room this Sunday, the Grammys, the first award shows since the fires.
I look at that decision as a way to uplift the community out there in LA. Obviously, a lot of people who were affected by those fires work in entertainment, work in music, and it feels awkward to be putting on parties and celebrating right now. But on the other hand, these kinds of award shows and ceremonies bring a lot of money into these areas.
Global superstars Taylor Swift and Beyoncé both saying they will attend. Beyoncé's smash hit Texas Hold'em, nominated for Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best Country Song. But there's another category that everyone's watching closely. Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter is nominated for Album of the Year. It's her 5th nomination in that category. She has yet to win.
If she were to win, she would join Natalie Cole, Whitney Houston, and Lauryn Hill as the only Black female artist to win Album of the Year at the Grammys, and it would be a massive deal.
And amid fundraising efforts already underway for those affected by the fires, the Grammys promising touching tributes celebrating the spirit of the city of Los Angeles.
I think the Academy is going to be paying careful attention to what happens at the Grammy Awards. And I think that the Academy probably is going to maybe take a page out of that book.
In any year, but perhaps especially now, it is no easy gig hosting the Academy Awards. And yet,
you had the courage to stand up and be the Oscars host this year. What do you think?
Is it courage or is it stupidity? When the Academy called, to be honest, I had been drinking heavily, and I took some pills that I found, and I was like, yeah, Oscars, I'm doing the Oscars, let's do it. They said, are you okay? And I said, I'm fine. It's a tricky show. It's a tricky time. I'm going to give it my best shot, and if it doesn't work out, you will never see me again. You will never, ever see me again. And that's something America can look forward to. There's a lot of people out there rooting for this not to go well.
Our thanks to Chris. When we come back, Fire Aid. The all-star concert featuring a duet with Sting and Stevie Wonder performing Superstition, raising tens of millions for LA wildfire survivors. And finally tonight, Fire Aid.
Come on, listen to the words I say. I love you, baby, babe. I love you, baby, baby.
Lady Gaga debuting a new song, Time is a Healer. The benefit concert for LA wildfire survivors with a mind-blowing lineup featuring Stevie Nicks singing her classic, Stand Back, and Billie Eilish and Green Day. The event raised more than $60 million. Well done, everybody. That's Nightline. See you right back here Monday, same time. From a new studio, though. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.